a little prayer on my phone I want to read. Come on onto our back. Keep your strap near you. Roll everything down. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Wiggle around till it feels just right, and then stretch everything, fingers and toes in opposite directions. Hold on to one wrist. Give a little tug, and then the other. Give a little tug. Good. And then hug one knee in. And sweep your nose right up to your knee. And turn the ankle. Release everything back down and draw the opposite knee in. Sweep the nose up. Good. And do that one more time with each knee. Sweeping everything up. Good. And sending it down the mat. And one more time. Good. And then let's make our way into Baddha Konasana. So our legs still open like butterfly legs. Supine Baddha Konasana. Maybe you can close your eyes, or you're finding a soft gaze on some point when you're sealing. So take a few moments here to just arrive. Feel your body. Feel the soles of your feet as they connect to one another. Maybe even the toes. If you press into your ankles, you can lift your tailbone and let your spine come down nice and straight onto the mat. So you can shimmy a little bit, lift through the shoulders and bring them back down. And then as you feel ready, just bring one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the heart. Your energy centers of truth and love. You're beginning to feel the breath moving in and out through the body. Feel that connection to the energy in the palms. And as you settle in and calm and soften the body, feel that physical connection to the mat. Notice the gentle curves along the spine, at the low back and behind the neck. And maybe now begin to lengthen the inhalation and exhalation. With each inhalation, you can feel the breath coming down into the belly, all the way to the base of the spine, and emptying fully out. And as you settle in deeper, see if you can elongate those rounds of breath. So you inhale all the way down to the base of the spine. Feel the breath traveling all the way up the length of the spine, all the way through to the crown of the head. And then there's like a slow emptying from the top of the head all the way to the base of the spine. And as you continue breathing in that full, even, long rounds of breath, bring your awareness right along the spine. The chakras that run along the spine, the Muladhara is down at the root. Svadhisthana. The Manipura is the core of your being, the fire in your belly. The Anahata, the heart chakra, the Shuddhi in your throat. The Ajni, your third eye, connected to your pineal gland, senses, the world beyond yourself, your inner wisdom, and your Sahasrara, that spiritual connection. So as the breath flows, draw it in fully and empty out completely, and feel the length all the way from the root to the crown. And imagine you can see the wheels spinning, energizing from the prana and also cleansing and emptying out all that no longer serves you. And so as we move through our practice, we'll be mindful of balance, balance in the breath, balance along the spine, the chakras. And as thoughts come into the mind, just watch them come in and drift away. And bringing your awareness back to your breath without reacting to the breath, without reacting to the thought, will bring you to balance. Take a moment here to set an intention for your practice, an intention for your day. And draw that intention in. Feeling it taking shape in the heart. And allowing yourself to let go of any obstacles that may impede that intention from taking shape. Drawing the hands overhead, just rub the hands together here. And when you're ready, you draw the hands slowly apart and you feel that energy that you cultivated. And then very gently and softly place one hand down on either side of the face. We ask that this practice bring us balance, body, mind, spirit, and that we're open to receive body, mind, spirit. We always have that goal and intention to better serve ourselves and others. Take a nice inhalation in, and just allow the arms to come up overhead one more time. One nice deep stretch. Maybe the arms and the legs are hovering. Let your palms face each other. And then as you exhale, draw the knees in and hug the knees in, forehead right up. And then again, inhale and extend. Everything's hovering. You can even lift the head if that feels good. Bring the head right up to the knees. And then we extend, palms facing each other, heels extend. Feeling the belly. And one more time, drawing everything back in. Good. And from here, just plant your hands down. Bring your palms down. Your knees touch down onto, your feet touch down. Your knees are up high. Just take a little bit of a dynamic bridge. So you're slowly lifting and lowering of your spine, of your belly. You can feel your thighs kind of draw in and your buttocks draw in as you lift. And then lowering from the top of the spine down. Just easy, warming the spine. Feel your breath. It might kind of come up in waves right out the mouth. Good. One more time. And then lowering everything back down, taking a nice deep stretch here. So just take a moment here. We're going to take a tree pose. Take your left leg, press it into your left foot, press it into your right thigh, and they hug each other. So you sweep that right foot straight up so that it's like you're standing on the earth, and you have to kind of draw the hips in proper alignment, and the foot, the left thigh, side of the leg is hovering a little bit as the foot and the thigh press in towards each other. And then you can draw your arms up overhead again, let the palms face each other, feeling that nice deep curve in the low back. Energy through the fingers and through that right foot. Good. And then just slowly releasing, take the left hand, the finger around the big toe, and just very gently press up through that leg. You're gonna use the strap to stretch, but just take a little notice here of the lengthening of the leg and the arm. Press through the heel. And then bring the left leg back down the mat. And you're taking the right leg, you take the right foot into the inner thigh of the left. So you're really imagining you're standing so that trying to keep the right leg that's bent off of the floor to some extent. You're pressing through the left leg. And again, the toes kind of draw upwards so that you're in that position of standing. Can both hips be even on the mat? And then you can draw the arms up overhead. Palms face each other. Feel that pressing in of the foot and the thigh with control. And let the breath flow. And then as you release, take the right finger and loop it around the right big toe and you press up. So the leg might not be straight here, but you're just kind of wiggling and noticing. Good. Breathe. And then bring the leg back down. So you can keep the right leg bent if you want, or extend it. Bring the left leg up into the air. So it just depending on if you have any trouble in the low back or what kind of extension you feel like you need. And just begin to lift. So you take your hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, attach the top of your foot and bring your hands back down. So it's like a climbing up with your hands to touch. See if both hands can touch and lower back down. So try that 3 more times on your own on the left. And again, if you need to have a little more support, bend the right leg. And feel the core, so you're lifting right from the belly. 1 more time on the left and lower down. Good, and extend that leg. Sweep the right leg up. And then again, so we try climbing the hands up, touching the top of the foot. And you can always bend this left leg and really ground down through the foot to give you more balance. Try that 2 more times on the right leg. And when you're ready, just bring everything back down. Good. So we're going to take this strap, take the right leg up into the air, taking the strap, shimmying it across the bottom of the foot. Good. And then with control, with ease, with softness and control, you hold the right strap, the strap in the right hand and press through the right leg. And with the strap in your hand, you can probably straighten the leg now. So you press through the right heel. Good. And if you need to support your low back, you bend the left leg. Keep your left hand towards this left hip to keep the energy pressing downward. And just let yourself wiggle the ankle, turn the heel up and down, toes up and down. And see if you can soften the right shoulder, soften through the neck. Good. And then as you inhale, you send the leg wide, hand on the left hip, energy through the left heel, energy through the right heel. And as you feel the extension across, and you feel the pulling, the drawing towards each other of the thighs. Sweep that foot all the way back up with an inhalation. Exhale and send it wide. Inhale up. Exhale wide. 1 more time, up. And wide. Good. And as it comes back up, sending energy down to both heels, switch hands, and then you just draw the leg across the body. So if this bothers you as you come across, float up onto the left hip, the left side of the body. And if it doesn't bother you, if you feel like you can maneuver it across without any tension, too much tension, you just draw it across and press through the heel. So it's really 2 different versions there. Pressing through the heel. And then maybe take your right arm and drop it wide to the right and look down towards the fingers. Good. And then send everything back up so the right leg lands up high. Good. We're going to take this left leg and crisscross it to create that figure 4 right inside. So you can bend the knee to get the legs lined up. You're going to make a figure 4 with your left leg. The ankle is touching the right. And then with control, holding the strap, slide the right leg to a shin parallel with the earth. I'm holding my strap at my ankle, where the ankle and the knee meet. I'm holding the hips, I'm lining the hips so that they send downward. The left hip draws down, the right hip draws forward. The right shin is parallel with the earth. Take a little breath here. And as you inhale, you just bend the elbows and draw everything forward. And then send it away as you straighten the elbows, keeping that chin parallel with the earth. Draw forward as much as it feels good to you, and then release. And forward, and release. One more time, draw everything in. Sending this left knee down and away is gonna give you a nice stretch in the back of the thigh, and then release. So from here, just drop this strap. You can totally set your hands free and sweep all the way over so the left foot lands to the right. Left knee sends up high, and then fold the right arm open and gaze the length of the inner arm. Send this right knee up, this left knee up. And take a breath. Now you can feel the breath in the left side body, the ribs, the little twist in the waist. And then as you inhale, lift everything back up. From here, take your right leg and send it off to the side of your mat. Take your left leg and just press into your figure four to land both knees. So both knees are sending off to the left. And then open the right arm and gaze right. So the more you press the left ankle into the outside of the right knee, the deeper you get a stretch there. Good. And then if you're feeling any tension here, the belly might tightness or anything like that, see if you can let the breath flow, soften the tension, coming to balance, and then sweeping everything back up. Good. Let your strap unravel enough, and then we take the left leg up into the air, use the strap, shimmying the strap along the body, along the top of the foot. Holding the left hand and the strap together. Your right leg can be bent or sent down the mat, but you're always holding onto that right hip. Send that right hip down energetically towards the mat. And then really draw up to the heel of the left, grounding into both heels. Relax into the hips. Toes, press up and away, and then down towards your head. Good. With a nice deep inhalation, draw that strap up towards the top of the mat and then send it left. Pull down that right hip. Press through the both heels. Good. As you inhale, you draw that leg back up. As you exhale, you send it down and away. Inhale up. Exhale wide. Inhale. Exhale wide. Bringing that foot all the way back up, switching hands. And again, we're sweeping over the body. So you're either coming onto the right side body or you're just sending the leg over, the left leg over. Extend your left arm in the opposite direction. You get a nice wide twist. Good. And then bringing that left leg all the way back up. Take your right leg across for your figure four. The right ankle into the left knee. And then draw the leg up straight, left leg up straight, and then you bend. Feel the strap come down over the foot and ankle and the knee there. Good. So you're really using that strap so that you can relax your shoulders. The left shin is parallel with the earth. Energy through the heels. Inhale and draw the hips towards the top of your mat. Bending that elbow. Exhale and release. Little push and pull there. Inhale towards you. Exhale, release. Inhale towards you. Exhale, release. One more time, draw it in and you can hold for a few breaths here. Take your right hand, maybe draw the right hip away, the right knee away. Good. And notice if you're gripping in the breath. And then you can just release, two hands free, and this is your right foot. You're going to sweep all the way over and drop the right foot down, left. Send that knee up. And then float the arm over the body and extend your gaze down the right fingers. Good. You can take your left hand, see if you can push that knee up a little bit more. Good. And then just unravel, bringing everything back, spine back to the mat, untangle yourself from your strap. Scoop up your strap and just drop it up overhead. Plant your feet so your knees are up high. I'm going to take a nice bridge this time, a nice high bridge, float all the way up. Feel your knees stack firmly over your ankles. So you're really pressing into your feet and lifting through your knees, and then your thighs engage towards each other and up. Your buttocks is engaged. See how high you can come up with the breath flow. Your chin is resting softly on your chest. Take a few breaths in and out. Bringing your fingers under the body. Backs of the hands touch down. You can touch your heels. Lift through your belly. Breathe. Taking 3 more full breaths in. And then slowly release your hands from the top of the spine down. Take the bend out of the curve out of the low back so that you can bring the tailbone down last. And as you hug your knees up, float over to one side and come on around, and we'll meet in a table. Landing in table. Shake out the legs if that feels good to you. Any adjustments you need to. And then land your hands right underneath where your shoulders will come up. Land your knees right under your hips. And just take some cow pats, dropping the belly down, lifting the belly to the spine. Inhale, drop the belly to the heart. Exhale, belly to spine, chin to chest. Really dropping the crown downward can create nice space between the shoulder blades. 2 more times like that. And as you come back to neutral table, kind of take a circle with the hips. One direction and then the other direction. So as you come back up, just float back in the opposite direction. And you can feel yourself inhale towards one heel, exhale towards the other heel and float up. And then inhale back, exhale and come up. 2 more times like that. Good. And then landing for a neutral table. Take this right leg and kickstand it off the side of the mat. Take your left hand, your left foot and plant it. So you're using a modified plank here, the side of your mat. Extend your left arm up. Left foot is planted down all 4 corners, parallel to the end of your mat. Lengthen through the left arm and then send it through for threading your needle. Inhale and extend. Exhale, sweep through. Inhale, extend. Exhale. 2 more times like that. Really feel that extension. Good. And you can bring your left hand to your hip and sweep yourself all the way up. Right arm rises. So there's length from your right knee all the way up to the right fingers. Dropping this left hand down by your shin. Nice arch. Pressing into the left foot. Good. Inhale, sweep the arm up behind you. Gaze the length of the left arm. And then exhale, touch your right arm. And then extend and sweep. Right fingers towards the outside of the left foot. Your gaze comes down. 1 more time. Extending through that arm. Sweeping around. Good. Come on back down. The right hand comes down. And the left hand down. And come into your table. Take a couple of cow pats. Good. And then we take our kickstand to the left leg. The right leg comes down. Plant that all four corners of that right foot. Land your left hand so it's right in line, wrists with shoulder. And then extend right arm up. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sweep through. Finding that flow. And 2 more times like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the right hand to the hip. Lifting up through your left arm. Drop that right arm down behind or along the shin. Just finding that arch. Breathe into the whole left side body. You can draw your gaze up to the crease in the left arm. Inhale, draw that gaze and that left arm out behind you. Exhale, and come on back around. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, find that inhalation as you twist. And exhale, and come on back down. Sweeping everything back down, landing in your table. Just take a couple of cow breaths. Good. So from here, bending those elbows back towards your thighs, you're going to sweep your forehead, your nose and your chin, chest and belly down onto the mat. And then come on up through a nice cobra, slow with control. Bring the toes together and come back to child's. You might widen the hands a little bit so that you can come down safely. Take a little sweep. You can really press the elbows along the ribs, drawing your tailbone all the way back to child's. Finding that lift. 2 more times like that. You're lowering down, sweeping up, and pressing down. Coming up from table, lowering down, sweep, and press all the way down. Good. And the next time you lower, you're finding yourself coming all the way down and staying down onto the mat. Bring your forearms out in front of you to come down into a sphinx pose. Press your knees, your elbows under your shoulders, and press your fingers wide. And just lift one leg, like you can come onto the ball of the foot or the toes, and lift and extend one leg and then the other. Lift through the crown of the head. Feeling your pelvis draw inward, your inner thighs draw inward and connect really deeply to the earth, your root chakra. And lift through the crown of your head. And taking some breath flow here, even and still. Taking your right arm across the body, you sweep your left hand around and hold that foot, lifting through that left thigh. Draw that left shoulder back towards the thigh, and you lift your foot into your hand, curve your toes, and breathe. And slowly release. Left hand comes down, across the body, and the right arm comes over. And you try that again, lifting the right thigh up, shoulder draws back, lift. Curl the toes as you press the foot into the hand. Breathe. And lower everything down. So from here, you can bring your whole body down, bring the nose down, bring your feet up, hands into the feet. We'll take a full bow pose. Keep your thighs side by side. Keep your knees side by side as they lift. And then you inhale, draw your shoulder blades together, and you lift up through your shoulders, through your thighs, press your feet into your hands. You can curl your toes and feel that lift. And you can rock. Lift the feet high. Breathe. And slowly lower down. Bring the hands side of the body. Press yourself all the way back. And take a nice child's pose here. And extend. The fingers walk forward. The forehead touches the earth. The tailbone touches your heels. Good. Walk your fingers left. Walk your fingers right. Back through the center, temp the fingers. And then bring your hands around to your heels. Rest your forehead here and take a few breaths to come into your balance. Come into your intention. Notice. Be present. Sweeping yourself all the way back around to landing table. Curl yourself right up into downward facing dog. Press your palms deeply into the mat and forward. Press your tailbone up high and your thighs behind you. Your knees are sort of energetically drawing away from each other to help straighten your legs. Your heels are descending towards the mat. They don't have to hit the mat, but you just descend them downward. So there's energy pressing in all directions here. Good. Take a nice deep breath and send that right leg out behind you, and then draw your knee to nose. Right leg out behind you and knee to nose. Right leg out behind you. Begin to stack your hips. Gaze under the armpit. Good. You can drop the heel. Good. Bring everything back. Align those hips to the mat and then step yourself through and come into a nice runner's lunge. Lifting through the crown. Good. Take your palms, plant them off to the side, press the mat like your downward dog arms, lift through your pelvis and gaze to the opposite corner of your mat. Now keep that right knee over the ankle. Lift your toes and spread them wide in the front foot so you're not gripping. And you're lifting through the pelvis, strong. Good. Walk your fingers here to use the side, the width of your mat, and drop the crown of your head down. Bend your elbows. Drop your head right down towards the earth. Breathe. So feel the lift in your tailbone. Feel the energy of the thighs drawing up and towards each other. And you're letting your head drop down. You can turn your head, make circles with your neck. Yes, no. Good. And then pivoting back towards the front foot. Plant those hands and lift that leg high and send it up. Good. And you can stack the hips again, and if you want to take an opportunity here to flip the dog, I'm just going to show you, don't feel obligated, but all you need to do to flip a dog is turn the foot that's on the mat, pivot it around so the toes come down to the bottom of your mat, and then you just flip yourself over so you're really strong on the left arm, extend the right arm up, and you can feel the curve in the left side. So there's a lift, lift, lift. Draw the head up and down. Come on back around with control and land for downward facing dog. Your gaze is through your knees. You press it evenly into your palms, down and forward. Palms, heels, and then the tailbone lifts and the thighs press back. Good. Take your left leg and send it high. And then knee to nose. Inhale away. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale away and knee to nose. Inhale away. Begin to stack. So the hips on top of the left hip, gaze under the armpit, drop the heel down. Feel that in ribs. Breathe. Good. And then you're slowly with control, sweeping your hips, align them to the mat. And then drop that leg forward. Good. Runner's lunge. Nice. Bring your palms down off to the side of your mat, thumbs face each other. So it's kind of like pressing forward with downward dog arms. Lift through your pelvis, knee in the front over ankle. Lift through that arch in the front foot. Press through the heel of the back foot. Breathe. Good. And as you inhale, you walk to use the side of your mat, dropping the head down. Good. From here, you're heel toeing, everything in, drop your tailbone back, your belly lands inside your thighs, palms face each other, sit deep, tailbone back, lift your toes, lift your arches, breathe. Inhale to lift your tailbone, and you're taking a nice wide forward fold. Put a bend in that front leg. Good. And step that left leg back. Downward facing dog. Flipping, stacking your hip here. Gazing. And you can stay here. And if you want to do that flipping, you're just turning the toes on the mat. So it's a pivot. You're landing on the right arm. And then you extend the left arm up and really lift to the center back of the body. Breathe. Flipping everything back around with control. Good. Downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in and take a nice step in a forward fold at the front of your mat. Halfway rise, forward fold, bend in the knees and lift, rise. Good. Hands come down, heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway rise, lift into that tailbone as you come into halfway rise. Fold forward, bend your knees and sweep into chair pose. Your knees and your feet are equal distance apart, sit deep. Lifting through the toes and the arches, sit deep. Take a nice breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head and sit deep. Forward fold, plant your hands and step back into a plank. Shoulders come up over your wrists. Hug your elbows in, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Upward dog. Curl the toes, downward dog. Right leg steps forward, landing, warrior one. Arms up, ground down. Pelvis, energy, hips forward. Good. Breathe. Sit deeply. Hands come down to heart center. Plant your hands and send that leg back and come into plank. Lower, upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. Left leg steps forward, warrior. Arms up. Good. So sending this hip back keeps the left knee over the ankle and sends the two hips like headlights to the front. Sit deep. Arms up. Breathe. Hands come down through the heart center. Plant both hands and step that leg back. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe. Take a nice inhalation and then step and gaze to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway rise. Feel that lift. Forward fold. Bend into the knees and sit deep in chair. Breathe. So you can draw your neck back a little so there's length, belly to spine, lengthening the spine. Palms face each other. Hands to heart center. You inhale to lift. Good. Take a breath in Tadasana. Noticing your Tadasana. Roll your shoulders. Drop your ear to one shoulder and then the other. Rock. The balls of the feet and heels. And as you come into your full Tadasana, everything zips up and hugs in. And you can really feel that strength in the core. And your chin is parallel to the earth as you lift to the crown. Feel the energy in the fingers drop down. Feel that lift through the arches of the feet, the inner legs. Good. Inhale, draw your arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway rise. Folding forward, sweeping into chair. Good. Sitting nice and deep. Sitting into chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Now, I don't like this very much. I think that hurts people, but you can bring your twist so the knee against the elbow. I don't love that very much, but if you do that, you do that. You can bring your right fingers to the left foot and roll your left arm open and extend up. Draw your hips back, draw your knees back, roll that left shoulder open. Back through the center, hands to prayer. Take a nice breath in. And then again, left fingers to the outside of the right. Sweep the right arm open. Right shoulder extends up. Really roll open. Hips press back, knees press back. Bring fingers down. Come into a forward fold. Plant your hands and step all the way back. Plank. Chaturanga. Elbows hug in. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe. Take your right leg and send it forward. Warrior one. Arms out. Ground down. Breathe. Bring your hands through the heart center. Stepping into this leg and off of this leg, we'll start with tree pose. So you bring the left foot anywhere along. Landing for tree. Breathe. See if you can press this left knee back. And then see if you can take your left finger to your left big toe, and begin to press that leg straight through the heel, and then wide. Press through the heel, ground into that standing leg, find your drishti. Come on back through. Send that leg out behind you and take a nice, deep, long airplane. So the arms come forward, energy through the palms as they face each other. Send that left leg soaring back. Breathe. Bring your hands down, bring your foot down, lift the back, let the front leg come into plank. Chaturanga, kind of lowering. Upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. Left leg steps forward. Warrior, arms out. Hips to the front. Good. Hands can come into heart center. Standing into left leg and off of the back leg to take our tree. Step up. Find your version of tree. Right knee, you want to try to send it back. Round into the left standing leg. And then as you feel ready, you take the right finger to the right big toe. Find your drishti and send the leg straight forward and wide. And if you're ready, in your own pace, arms come up, release that leg, and you're coming back for your Virabhadrasana 3. Feel the palms drop towards each other. Feel that right heel pressing upward. Really extend and bring both hands down. Lift that left leg high and send it back to plank. Good. Elbows hug in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog. Downward dog. Good. Take a nice breath in, drop your knees. Sit yourself back to child's pose. Pressing your palms into the earth, and bring them around to the heels, and just take a breath here. Good. Come on back up. Through table. Widen those knees and come onto your shins. Taking a camel pose, so you sweep your arms up, then you can gaze up, and then you feel your sides, they hug, they sweep like away and in, towards like an imaginary wall. Bring your hands to your low back if that feels okay. Shoulder blades come together, you gaze up. If you want to go deeper, you can bring your hands to a block or to your heels. Breathe. So feel yourself lift here. Feel your shoulder blades come together. Control and engage the head and neck. Slowly float yourself up and out, landing in a table. You curl yourself right back up here, downward facing dog. Take a nice breath in and then send your gaze and your step forward and land in Uttanasana. Halfway rise. Uttanasana, bend the knees and sit deep for your chair pose. Utkatasana. Sit nice and deep. Breathe. Soften the neck and jaw. You can sweep open again for another twist. Twisting the left arm comes out. Arms send across the length of your mat. Sit deeply. Look back. Palms come back, and then the opposite arm comes around. Sit deeply. Gaze off those fingers or to the corner. Good. Hands come back around the center, getting up the lift. Arms come up. Clasp those fingers, arch half moon. Standing half moon, you arch over to one side with a clasp. Inhaling back up through the center and exhale to the opposite side. Hands come through to center and down to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, full forward. Uttanasana. Halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands come down and step back for plank. Hug in as you lower down, upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana and downward dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Good. Taking that right leg and sweeping it through to land in your warrior one. Breathe and settle in. Breathe and settle in. Good. You take a nice lift and float open to Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe. Take a nice reverse here. And as you come up out of reverse, you straighten the front leg. Trikonasana. Come forward with the right arm and then bring the hand down. You can bring the left hand down to parallel. You can see how like that windmilling effect lowers the hip and the shoulder. You bring the left arm back up. Gaze up. Sweep and open for Trikonasana. Good. Bring your energy, your gaze, a little bend in the knees, gaze forward, hips forward, step back and then just a little. Left fingers come to the inside of the right foot and then you sweep open to the right side, twisting your triangle, twist around the belly, bringing out the body. Pressing through that right shoulder as you gaze upward, pressing through the back heel, ball of the front foot. Good. And then come on back. If you want to take a balancing Ardha Chandrasana here some time, so you step into the right leg, the right fingers, lift left hip, stacks. And you might just want to stand in Uttanasana and take a breath, but if you want to add on, take your balance here. Energy down the left heel. And if you're taking your Ardha Chandrasana, maybe you can pull for a bind, trying something new. Or continuing in your practice, energy down the left knee, rolling everything open again. Re-extend from your bind, and maybe you can try, so you can look down and take your right fingers onto your right foot or onto your right shin. See if that can work for you, and then bring your gaze back to the side. Some variations. Good. Just pivot everything back. Step the back leg back, and then send your front leg back to your plank. Hug your elbows in, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, rise up, downward facing dog. Good. Stepping that left leg forward and landing, warrior one, windmilling. The hips, the arms come up, so really land in warrior one. Hip presses back. And then you allow yourself to kind of windmill the left side, open, sending everything like the width of your mat now. Breathe. And you know your alignment, so just play a little bit with what feels right and what adjustments you can make to land stronger. Land with more balance. Pressing the left side, right side of the body open, the right foot parallel with the end of the mat. Pop back to reverse. Only to straighten that front leg, and then come on back through. Come forward for Trikonasana and down. Press into the ball of the front foot. Drawing this right hand down, lowers everything, and then you can bring it right back up. Bringing down the right hand, stepping the back leg in a little bit, draw the left hip back, taking a twist through your triangle, bringing out the center of the belly, draw the left hip back, left shoulder rises, gaze up, so you can kind of feel this left arm straighten and send energy through where the hinge is. That right heel descends downward. And then as you feel ready, or able, or interested, step into a balancing Ardha Chandrasana. Fingers are off the corner of your pinky toe. Lift through and float open. Energy down the right heel. So you're really stacking. Imagine you're like between two panes of glass, and you just really have to be narrow and still. Maybe there's a bind. Energy down through that thigh, if so. Realign the shoulders, that feels really good. And you can extend again for that full extension of the moon, half moon. And if you want to play a little bit with the left hand, you just keep bringing it closer to the pinky side and maybe onto the foot or onto the shin. Maybe you tip over, that's okay. And then as you are ready, fingers come down, pivot your hips down, and step yourself all the way back. Lift the left leg high, plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, hug your elbows in. Feel that lift, upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. Take a few breaths here. Feel your breath flow. Does it feel even? Does it feel jagged? Does it feel hurried or anxious? Inhale, bring your gaze and your step to the front of the mat. Uttanasana. Uttanasana. Good. Folding forward and sweeping back for your chair. Sitting nice and deep in your chair. Good. Breathe. Sitting nice and deep. A few breaths. You can bring your hands to prayer if you'd like. See if you can sit a little deeper if you do so. Take a nice breath in. And out. And then inhale, allow yourself to rise up. Let your arms come up. Good. And hands come down to your heart center. Breathe. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway rise. Fold forward. Sweep for chair. Sit deep. Breathe. Lift for forward fold. And plant your hands and step all the way back. Finding your plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Elbows hug in. Lift. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Sending this right leg forward to land. Warrior one. Good. Breathe. And landing in your warrior one, we'll step off this front leg. Big tree. Finding any tree, maybe different from the one before. Shoulders down the back. Good. And then again, as you feel ready, take hold of the finger and the big toe, send the leg forward and wide. Pressing to the heel. Breathe. So it's the same exact thing we do with the strap on the mat, just to add in a component of balance. And then as you feel ready, Virabhadrasana 3. Breathe in, out. Good. Pressing through the heel. You can bring your fingers down here to the front foot, bending the back leg and the front leg into each other, a little twist and lower down. And then lifting back up for a lift through the belly, through the spine, straight arms. Again, sending everything to a fold, crunching up, the crown of the head drops down. We extend. One more time, folding up, getting nice and small. And then re-extend. So you just send this leg back down, plant your hands, lift the front leg high, landing in plank. And lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. We're sending the left leg forward now. Warrior one. Arms up, hips forward. Breathe. Energy into your left leg as you lift up and take tree. Good. And then as you feel ready, the right finger loops around the right big toe. Grounding down to the left leg. You send this right leg straight and wide. And then aligning for your airplane 3. Good. Palms face each other. Extend. Good. Fingers come down around the front foot. Forehead comes down. So really first straighten the leg. And then as you bend both legs, one behind the other, you lower down. And you let the crown of the head fold up. Bend the elbows. Then you lift and straighten the leg and send that back leg off again. Folding up. Re-extend. Folding up. And re-extend. Good. Stepping that leg back. Lift the front leg. Come back to your plank. Good. Drop your knees if you like. Hug your elbows in. And then lift up for a nice high cobra. And just slowly loosening, opening through the back. You can make circles with the head so the chin can sweep across the chest, come up and around. Good. Lowering all the way down. So this is Shalabhasana, where we extend the legs and the arms, or a boat. This is a boat pose in the opposite. So you press your belly, your pelvis into the earth. You lift through your shins, your knees, your feet, toes point away, and then send your arms forward, palms forward, and you lift. So there's a lot of energy in the belly, the pelvis, and everything lifts and sends away. Palms face each other. Good. Bring your hands down, bring the side of your face down, lift your feet. Little windmill with your feet. We'll try that one more time. So you allow yourself to get settled and then let your breath lift you. So bring your palms out to face each other, and then you lift through everything but your pelvis. Extends up. And you lift your neck, your head, and your chest evenly so you're not jarring the head up. Lift, lift, extend the arms, palms face each other. Point those toes away. And let everything come back down. Opposite side of the face comes down. Windmill everything side to side. Good. Press your palms into the mat. Send yourself back up to a downward facing dog. We have to just finish our flow. So you take a nice inhalation and you step to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway rise. Forward fold, bend in the knees and lift into chair. Sit nice and deep. Sit nice and deep in your chair. Good. Maybe you can take one more sweeping twist, bringing everything back, and you kind of sweep one side. Good. And sit back and up a little as you twist. And then the opposite. Palms face each other. Send that arm back. Forward. 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 Hands to prayer. Inhale to lift. Good. Inhale, let your arms come up. Gaze up. Exhale. Fold, fold. Come into a halfway rise, plant your hands and step yourself all the way back into downward dog, only to land in table. Take a couple of cow pats. Good. And we're going to take the right leg forward to take pigeon. So sweep that right leg through. Rock back and forth on the ball of the back leg so you can land nice and strong. The right side body, the right side thigh is parallel with the side of your mat. Feel yourself lift. And then as you come down, the left side comes a little bit more deeply. Coming all the way down. Your forehead touches the earth or a block or maybe a book. And let your forearms come across the top of your mat so you can really relax the elbows, which really relaxes the shoulder blades as they come up behind each other. And just settle in for a minute here, watching the breath flow. Trusting that whatever comes up is meant to be seen today. Try not to react. Follow the flow of your breath in and out along the length of your spine. If you're feeling agitated or edgy, just try to let the breath settle you in. And see if the breath flow can allow you to lengthen and lower a little bit deeper. Maybe even lift the head and move it up the mat a little. Feel that left hip come down a little deeper. Follow the pattern of your breath. And as you inhale, allow yourself to slowly lift up. Loading all the way up. Lean over to this right bent leg. Sweep your left leg up and around. And let this leg come up so it lands like the shin parallel to like the front of your mat. The foot lands on the inner thigh. Let your arms come up. Good. Give a little twist towards the right. The left hand, wrist comes inside the sole of the foot. Gaze to the right shoulder. Good. Lift. And then as you come out, walk your palms forward. So lift through your crown and walk your palms forward. Plant your palms down and feel the length of your spine soften to the chin. Take a few breaths here. Inhale to lift all the way up and out. Lean yourself back. Float yourself back around to your table. Shake out the legs if that feels good. One's going to be heated up from your pigeon and one might not feel that same way. And then you're just going to take your left leg and send it through. This is your Kapotasana on the opposite side. So the left thigh is parallel with the side of your mat. You rock back and forth on the ball of the extended leg to allow yourself to really settle in. And you can feel a lift. And then you feel this right hip come forward first. Come on down. You fold over, let the forearms come forward, and really let your elbows relax so that the back, the shoulder blades can find space. Draw the crown in. And as you let the breath flow, you allow yourself to settle over towards that right hip a little bit more. Soften to your forehead. Allow the breath to carry you here. One hip always feels more agitated than the other, so you just notice. And we're talking about and thinking about balance. So let the breath flow, move through to contribute to balance here. As you feel yourself settle in deeper, you might be lengthening. You might feel the need to lift and move your forehead up a little bit. And then as you inhale, you can slowly begin to lift at your own pace. Feel yourself rising up nice and slowly. Leaning a little to the left. Sweep the right arm, the right leg around, and the shin comes across the front of the mat. The foot lands, settling nice in here. Let your arms float up. Gaze up at the energy between the palms, twisting towards that foot. The right hand comes inside, the wrist against the bottom of the foot. And then you're gazing over the left shoulder. Lifting and gazing. Feeling that beautiful twist, the lengthening of the spine, bringing everything out. Good. And then releasing and coming on back through the center. Feel that lift. Walk the palms forward. You can let the hands come down. Lengthening. So you can feel the spine, the belly to the spine here. And you lift to the crown. You might come down onto the forearms or just really bend the elbows. And then as you feel ready, you just lift yourself up and out, floating yourself down onto your mat at your own pace. Coming all the way down here, you can hold your thighs and roll the vertebrae down. Hug your knees in. Making nice circles, so one hand on each knee, and you can make circles so the hips are sitting right in their sockets like a little massage. Good. And then just one by one, send one leg down the mat, the opposite leg down the mat, lift and shimmy the spine until it feels just right. And then spill your palms open with your long extended arms. Feel the back of the head, the back of the hips and buttocks, back of the feet, maybe the back of the shins, and they're touching the earth. Shoulders. There's the curves in the spine, little curves in the backs of the legs. Feel the flow of your breath moving throughout the body and all the way up to the crown and emptying out completely from the crown down to the tailbone. Take your intention with you and allow yourself to surrender body, mind, spirit. Look well to this day, for it is life, the very best of life. In its brief course lie all the realities and truths of existence, the joy of growth, the splendor of action, the glory of power. For yesterday is but a memory, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a memory of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. An ancient Sanskrit poem for you this morning. And slowly begin to bring your awareness back, body, mind, spirit. Give yourself that nice full body stretch if you're still down on your mat, holding to one side, taking the time, that nourishment, that compassion, to come back to the present with all you need. You gather everything up, finding your way up into a seat. Eyes might be closed, or find a soft gaze, and feel a lift through the spine. And see if you can imagine that universal energy, that white light of the universe spilling down over you like a waterfall, down over the crown, the indigo of your ajna, blue of your vishuddhi, green of your anahata, yellow of your manipura, orange of your svadhisthana, red of your muladhara. You feel yourself being nourished by the earth, by the universe, and also giving back. Just hold on to that sense of oneness and balance. We draw the hands to heart center. Namaste.